Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And so we're going to be comparing the OnePlus Nord N10 5G with the Google Pixel 5. And I know that the Google Pixel 5 is classified by me as Google's flagship for 2020. However, a lot of people really kind of label this device as a very high mid-ranger. And so since y'all put it that way, I figured it would be a fair comparison against the OnePlus Nord N10 5G. So, a couple of things just to kind of get out the way. So, the OnePlus Nord N10 5G has a Snapdragon 690. It's got 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage. It's got a 64 megapixel main sensor with an 8 megapixel ultra wide, a 2 megapixel macro, and a 2 megapixel telephoto. With the Pixel 5, lost my train of thought there. It's got the Snapdragon 765G, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage, and that's the only storage option that the Pixel 5 has. And as far as the camera, it's got a 12 megapixel shooter in the back for regular shots, and then I believe it's a 2. I could be wrong, but a 2 megapixel shooter for the ultra wide. Okay, so with that out the way, let me just make one of the obvious things here in a second, and that is that the Pixel 5 is running Android 12 and the OnePlus Nord is running Android 11. So two different operating systems, while the 5 is running 12 beta. So there are going to be a little bit of differences between them as far as the user interface. But the thing about the OnePlus Nord N10 5G is that it is very close to stock Android, in my opinion. It does have its own quirks and its plays, and that's obviously put in for Oxygen OS to kind of separate itself from stock Android, but not really completely straying away from it and putting a very heavy UI on top of it. The Snapdragon 690 actually performs pretty good with the OnePlus Nord N10, and I can say that fluidity as far as navigating through applications and going through different various things is a bit smooth with the OnePlus. Now, both these devices have 90 hertz refresh. I do not have them enabled on as I want to save more battery, and I don't really care for a 90 hertz refresh rate. So that's just me. But it handles very well with the 90 hertz refresh if you do have it on, and certain things you'll be able to see that, like in gameplay and stuff, you'll really kind of see it stand out. Even though the Pixel 5 has the Snapdragon 765G, which is also considered a mid-range chip, and is really smooth, you got to give it up to them that Android is very well optimized on the Pixel 5, so much that it does not feel like that it's some sort of mid-ranger. It really does feel fluid to like what a flagship from Google would be. And that's just Google doing its thing, where it optimizes Android very, very well. But even though, with that being said, the OnePlus Nord, it runs very smoothly too. So I have to give it up to them there. Even though, it does have a little bit of its quirks, it plays very, very well. So I don't feel like there's any type of lag or anything like that, especially from the Pixel 5. The OnePlus Nord does tend to show its ugly teeth from time to time when maneuvering through things within the app, within the device itself, applications and stuff like that. You will kind of start to see it get bogged down. And so that is something that you might want to take into consideration with the Snapdragon 690. As far as audio quality, the Pixel 5's audio is really good. It's very punchy. It's got a little bit of bass to it, but not as heavy as it does on the Pixel 4, which is the one that I say has the best audio option of all the devices that I have. The OnePlus Nord N10, its audio is pretty loud, but it's very squawk boxy, if it makes any sense to anybody out there what I mean by that. But nonetheless, you can hear your movies pretty loud. Music is good. And so the audio on it is decent, but I really give it to the Pixel 5 when it comes to for depth, clarity, and bass over the OnePlus. The OnePlus does have some extra things that the Pixel 5 lacks. One of the biggest things is, of course, the support for a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. That is not on the Pixel 5, but you do have it on the OnePlus Nord. Now, the biggest thing here is cameras, is what I really kind of look at it. And while I tend to kind of grab the Pixel 5 because it takes very good photos, the OnePlus Nord's stock camera does pretty good when it comes to taking photos, but it's got this weird effect. I don't know if you guys caught that, but it's like very slow when you're kind of moving in the viewfinder. Photos do come out really good, but you got to take your time and be just a little bit patient with them. Otherwise, it'll be blurry if you take a shot while something is moving in the subject wise. While I do enjoy using the OnePlus Nord N10 5G, I tend to always kind of grab the Pixel device because it does lack certain things that I am spoiled with when it comes to the Google Pixels, such as call screening, hold for me, and those types of things. But it really doesn't deter me from using the OnePlus. And overall, the OnePlus is actually a pretty good device. But at the end of the day, the Pixel 5 does kind of take it for me. What say you? Let me know what you guys think when it comes to these two devices. If you guys enjoyed today's video, y'all know what to do. Smash the like button. Hit subscribe if you have not subscribed to my channel. Would deeply appreciate it. Thanks for checking out my video for today. And as always, aloha.